Hi, we are Group 2 with Amber, Jess, Harry, and me, Ibin. In this presentation, we are going to talk about our project named Ohana Live. Briefly introduce our individual contributions. Amber and Jess generated the concept plan. Jess did the before and after pictures and also edited the video. I mainly created the design vision and Harry made the slides. Our presentation is consisted of 4 parts. The first one is the problem of our site and the basic vision of our project. And we will introduce further about our recommended design, then explain the rationale and its barriers and feasibilities. So let's begin with the problem and vision. Our group chose block 1 and 2 as our site. We recommend that the most serious issue is currently facing is the constant natural disasters, such as tsunami and flood. The disasters bring a serious problem, including the destruction of houses which nearby the coast, lead to the death and injury of people, and also soil erosions. As the country spends a lot of money on recovering and repairing communities after disasters, it's also facing some economic problems. And although Block 1 and 2 are commercial areas in Ohana, they're still relatively undeveloped and easily threatened by tsunami and floods. So our group is focusing to improve the resilience of the site and to build up a more friendly space for commercial and business development. Our principles include economy and accessibility, which are associated with the development in the area. Also community and diversity and inclusion. So we are also concerned of people and their community environment in the area. By sustainability and align with nature, we considered the natural context and green spaces of the site in our design. We also combine the safety, which means to protect residents and their properties from disasters.
Hi everyone, my counterpart is our design plan. Our principles are focused on community, diversity, economy, sustainability, safety, accessibility, aligned with nature, and inclusive. We have a total 4 ideas. Number 1 is implementation of commercial buildings such as markets, stores, and restaurants to inclusive economy. Number 2 is construction of public spaces such as playgrounds, public squares, and parks to facilitate all people. And number 3 is newly developed areas will be situated at the back of site number 1. Higher elevation and large spaces it can decrease chances of floods. Number 4 is seawalls and bridges that are to be built along coast with revenue generated like the number 1 blocks to prevent floodings. This is our first conceptual plan. This is a whole commercial district. This area is with commercial buildings inside that can have restaurants, stores, and a supermarket. It can boost the economy and provide more employment position for like the local people. Also, there are market stores for small traders or local specialties, which can also boost tourism, like to attract tourists to come here and buy some souvenirs. This is second idea. It's like a garden that's more landscape scenes. We wanted to provide places for people to social. It displays aligned with nature and more community and inclusive. It have playground like for children, pavilion for like old people, some things, and also have a coffee shop, toilet, flower bed, and we also like wanted to build a reflection pond. It's like a saving energy program. It can do some recycle water. This is our third idea. We wanted to choose higher elevation and large spaces like in green circle. It can decreases chances of floods and provide a more safety space or safety environment for citizens. And this is the last one idea. We wanted to build some seawalls, prevent floods, and bridges for accessibility.
So I'll be covering the rational final design of our design concept for Site 1. Just a quick overview of Site 1, which is Block 1 and Block 2 of Haiwan Island. Site 1 in Haiwan is sloped, meaning that the coastal line is at a lower elevation compared to the back of Site 1. Titled as the commercial area of Hanwha, the very few businesses remaining on the island does not appeal out to consumers at all. Through analyzing the map of Site 1, it was discovered that there were large areas of wasted and abandoned spaces. Another note is that Site 1 contains the only wharf within Hanwha, which could potentially be used for trade and commercial purposes. Our team design plan is split into 4 different sections or steps as seen before, with step 1 being the introduction of new commercial areas. Construction of retail stores, markets, and restaurants to generate economy for the owners and the government. The wharf that is currently destroyed by the recent tsunami in early 2022 can be renovated and begin trading with other countries to source potential incomes. These new commercial areas will be located near the newly planned public spaces, which will be discussed in step 2. Implementations of parks, playgrounds, and pavilions are what makes step 2 of the design plan, with the title of public spaces. These areas will allow families to gather, which suits the islanders' cultural traditions, as well as converting these abandoned spaces to green space, which could potentially help to minimize the effect of climate change by implementing greeneries to these spaces. And as said earlier, these public spaces will be located near the commercial area, near the back of Site 1, which is at a higher elevation to minimize the risk of flooding. By positioning these 2 places together, maximizes the foot traffic within the area to try and generate the most possible revenue for the businesses that's newly developed in the commercial area. Protection is the last step for our design plan, where seawalls will be constructed along the coastal line to reduce likelihood of floods while minimizing the damages done to buildings and the risk to citizens. However, through discussion with the team members, we came to a conclusion that such design proposals did not fit with our team's overall vision. Combined with the potential lack of funds by the government after implementing the construction of commercial and public areas, this proposal was discontinued in our final design. Such design idea, though, still remains valid and can be made possible in the nearby future when things are allowed.
Then it is large part of the presentation, barriers and realistic notes. There are 3 main challenges may face. Firstly, due to damage caused by nature disasters, the local government does not have a lot of money to spend on constructions of public space. The government may able to fund some of the larger, more contemporary facilities, therefore cost-effective and eco-friendly construction materials must be given a high priority. In addition, construction materials must be able to endure a specific amount of nature disasters. Secondly, indigenous people may oppose the establishment of public and commercial space. They may believe that the development of public space and commercial property would damage their land and culture. It is important to note that Onwai is the oldest island in Tonga. Therefore, the history of their culture is crucial to the locals. After construction is complete, the last challenge will be the people's inability to utilize the infrastructure effectively and efficiently. Due to COVID-19, the number of international visitors has decreased dramatically. Consequently, the efficiency of the structure utilization remains uncertain. And in addition to the change list above, our recommended design will critically evaluate with restriction in mind. In addition, we put a strong focus on building costs that are reasonable for the local government. And we aim to provide a long-term solution that can really assist the residents of Onwai. The general design strategy will corresponding to the stage outlined below. The first stage is to construct commercial areas that enable the government to develop the economy and save money to enhance the local infrastructure, followed by the construction of public open space to promote the well-being of the local community. After completing these two processes, we anticipate a significant improvement in the economy and the opportunity to build higher grounds upon the foundation created by previous stage. And the final stage is to build sea walls and bridge to increase island's accessibility. And we hope our group design meet the brief statement. And that's the end of the presentation. Thanks for listening.